Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Well, strike that from the record because it's Dr. Bruce who has rolled into the studio about 2 minutes late because he's a big, fat celebrity.
You're fat.
Dr. Drew from the grave or Mexico, however you choose to look at it. Dr. Drew is in Mexico. He is vacationing on at least his 5th vacation since I've been here.
Pee on this stick for me.
I have not been anywhere but hell and back since I've started this show, and Drew's out gallivanting around.
And he can't hear what we're saying.
Absolutely not. And you notice I'm drinking out of his mug, Dr. Bruce. Not only am I drinking, I'm practically making love to it.
Well, maybe get a urine sample in there before the night's over.
Before the night's over, I'm going to put this mug somewhere that my father will be offended by. And speaking of my father, he will be rolling in here in about 10 minutes. James Carolla, he's a therapist. And I've always promised to bring him onto the show, so tonight he gets his chance. So it's going to be a very bizarre night. We have Dr. Bruce, and why don't you give your credentials, Dr. Bruce?
Well, I'm a board-certified physician. I think Drew and I have similar practice, and we've done some projects together. I do addiction medicine and sort of adolescent emergency medicine, a combination of the three.
I wasn't listening. You guys said you teamed some candy stripers in the 70s?
Nah, that must be
not
Drew.
those kind of projects?
No.
Oh, okay.
We wrote some chapters together on adolescent substance abuse, and so Drew and I have fairly similar medical practice lives.
So Bruce is basically, he's a better-looking Drew. Wait, were you the roommate where he was dropping peyote and...
No.
When I was 19, I ate about 4 boiled peyote buttons and stayed up all night but felt no effect.
And you didn't know anything about that?
I didn't know you had those kind of clips from Drew. Does he know you play those?
He's an open book. Oh. He's willing to talk about his past. He's not ashamed of his past, Bruce.
Well,
and I hope you can speak honestly about yours tonight.
Yeah. Oh, this is the place I do it. I'd open up on this show because you're an empathic individual that I'd feel very free talking about. Of course, I've not done anything like that.
All right, let's not open up too much this early. Your wife is pregnant.
She's pregnant.
And she went into labor last night, and that's why you weren't here last night. You left me all alone to do the show with 311. It worked out fine.
Yeah. Well,
but
I'm here
what's going on with
great
that?
Personal risk, because she calls this lewd line. And
well, what's going on? She went into contractions or something yesterday?
She started and she stopped. I think just to...
Oh, another one of those female BS ploys for attention. Is that what it... Come clean, Drew. Bruce.
To deal with me, she's a wonderful individual.
Okay, she's listening. All right, now here's the story. And then we'll get to some calls. And let me get the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Dr. Bruce is not only a doctor, but he's a bit of a guitar aficionado. And he's really... Don't let the package fool you, because if you see Dr. Bruce, I'm just being honest with you, you look like a fairly uptight guy, but the reality of your life is you're into sports cars and guitars and God knows what in the bedroom. I ran into Tom, who's the lead guitarist from No Doubt, in Minneapolis at the Edge Fest about 3 or 4 weeks ago, was rapping down with him in one of the tents there, eating some free food, and he said, yeah, I got a couple of Dr. Bruce's guitars with me. I'm playing them today. I'm playing them out on tour.
Yeah, he's... But, I say one thing, never trust a doctor that wants to be in a rock band. I just go home and practice and let off a little steam.
But I was like, well, he just gave you these guitars? And he was like, well, I didn't buy them and I'm not giving them back.
Well, that's not what he told me.
Oh, he said he's giving them back?
Yeah.
All right, well, you got to talk to him.
We're trading around a few guitars.
He's getting used to those guitars. All right, to the phones we go. Brianna, 15, you're on LoveLine.
Hi. First I want to say, Adam, I love you. And Dr. Bruce, congratulations on your wife being pregnant.
Thank you.
There's a guy that I go to school with. I've fallen for him really hard. But I know that he likes me as a friend, but I want to find out if he likes me more than that, because I'd really like to go out with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering how I could find out without embarrassing myself, just in case he doesn't like me like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be, kind of nonchalant about it and find out, because I really want to know.
All right, well, that depends a little on the guy. Does he have a girlfriend?
No.
By the way, Dr. Bruce, do you ever find the guy who knocked up your wife?
It's going to be one of those nights.
He doesn't have a girlfriend.
No.
Is he, how old is he?
He's my age.
Uh-huh. Is he a shy guy?
Not really. He is a little bit, but he's really sweet, and he always talks to me, in classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Asking for answers or to move your head, or is he making conversation?
No, he just, talks about stuff, about school.
Oh, okay. All right, he's making small talk, which is a very good sign. He doesn't have a girlfriend, which is another good sign.
You guys ever go out and do anything outside of school together? What if you suggested doing something, going to a movie or something like that?
I just don't want to, like, embarrass myself, you know what I mean? Because
She deems that a little forward.
I'm not real brave.
But, Brianna, aren't you done with school now?
Yeah, but I'm taking, like, a summer school class for extra credits.
Uh-huh.
And he's taking a different one, so I see him in the mornings.
Right.
And I'm, like, nervous, and I'll say hi.
All right.
But
Brianna, here's what you have to do. It is usually what men do, is you have to essentially stalk the person and figure out their schedule and their route. When they're going to be at their locker, the path they take home, which door they exit out of, the back door, the front door, the class. Work it out. Study his habits, like Marlon Perkins up in the tree in the Serengeti looking at the wild hippos or something. Understand it. Live amongst his group a little. Stake out his locker and all that, and then sort of get the patterns right. And once you're hanging out with the guy, once you're walking with the guy, then you're making small talk, then something's going to happen. If he likes you, he's going to ask you out.
Okay.
All right.
And
She
at
seems
15
very dissatisfied with
and
that.
at 15, a guy at 15 is not quite as mature as a girl at 15. So you're not dealing with somebody that's got all their thought processes as together as you do.
Right. Yeah. And, here's the angle that most 15-year-olds should really work is look at the guy and go, listen, pal, let's turn the calendar ahead about 20 years. Do you see this nubile 15-year-old body? You're never going to see this again. You're going to have some tattoo-laden thing with the hair sprouting out of molds, and that's going to be your life. So please, take advantage of it while you can. Do you agree, Bruce?
I agree.
That's what I like
I'll
about you.
support
You're pliable. That's what I like about you. Yes. Sybil, 16, you're on LoveLine with Dr. Bruce.
Okay. My boyfriend lives with his ex-girlfriend, and she buys him things. Like the other weekend, he had his birthday or whatever, and he bought himself some new Docs, and she paid $100 for them.
Uh-huh. Those would be Doc Martens, Bruce.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And, it's just, I don't really have the money to buy him things like that, and I feel violated when she buys him things and I can't.
Uh-huh. How long have they been broken up?
Ever since we started going out about almost 3 months ago.
Uh-huh. But she's living with him.
Yeah.
All right, that's bad.
Very bad.
I know.
Wouldn't you say that?
How old is he?
He's 21.
Uh-huh. And he's going out with you, who are essentially an underage 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. So already we have 2 strikes against him.
This guy is an asshole.
Thank you.
No, but
Dr. Drew, all the way from Cancun, we can hear his knowledge come ringing across the border. Sybil, Sybil, please.
I trust him.
Of course you do. That's why you're calling us. Sybil, please. Now, why is he living with this girl?
Well, he's still living with his parents because, oh, God, I can't even believe I'm going to tell you guys this because you're going to say 3 strikes, you're out.
No.
Okay, he just got out of prison, and he needed to start working and stuff again to get off his,
Right.
to get
Sybil, how quickly can you get your phone number changed and totally avoid this person?
Why do you say that?
You're 16 and you still got a chance if you get any more entangled with somebody like this. And it's hard to see at 16 what's going on with a 21-year-old male's mind, but that you're being used.
Yeah. What you need to do is find an older felon to start a relationship with, Sybil, one that lives with both of his ex-girlfriends.
No, it's not even like that. I mean, he might be 21, but he acts like he's 16.
Oh, well, that's better. That's what I wanted to hear.
I mean, no.
Does he give you wedgies and things?
Well,
Yeah, that probably means yes. Sybil, what was he incarcerated for?
well, he had possession of a handgun.
Okay. Sybil.
What?
Sybil. All right, let's go over the pros and the cons. The con being your boyfriend. Pro. He walks erect, and I'm guessing he chews with his mouth shut half the time. All right, now let's get to the cons. He's a con. That's one con. He carries a gun. That's another con. He lives at home and somehow manages 2 strikes. He lives at home and with his ex-girlfriend, which is a real tall order, but somehow this guy was able to pull it off. He's a senior and you're a minor, or he's a major. You know what he is. He don't eat cheap at Denny's, but he's old. You understand, Sybil? Please, wash your hands with this guy. You're too good for this guy.
But I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, Sybil. You are too good for him.
You're wrong.
You are. You are. How do I know? Because everyone is too good for him. Imelda Marcos is too good for him. Leona Helmsley is too good for him.
Oh, but you can't. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this your first boyfriend?
No.
And what were your other boyfriends like? Were they more closer to your age?
Well, he treats me good. My old boyfriends used to,
Sure.
tell me I look like a slut. And
Right. But this guy, like, during visiting hours and stuff, he treats you right.
No, it's not even like that. He's totally clean. He doesn't do drugs, and
Right.
he doesn't get in any trouble with the law.
Right, except for the whole possession of a firearm thing.
But what I'm saying is he's different now. He used to be. I knew him before, and I didn't want to have anything to do with him.
His name's not Robert Downey, is it?
No.
Okay, because that would have been big trouble. Sybil. All right, you understand we don't have time to follow this guy around like some kind of lab experiment all day. We're going just on what you're telling us, and I'm sure you're sugarcoating it a little bit, and even now we have a bad taste in our mouth, don't we, Drew? Bruce. Sorry
Very
about
bad
that, Bruce. Yes, very bad taste. So, Sybil, we're saying no, and it's a felon. It's a felony. You're breaking the law. I don't know if it's a felony. Is it a felony or misdemeanor?
No, probably not. It's not a felony. She's 16 and he's 21. 16's
on the cusp of something.
I don't. Where do you live? What state are you in?
What state am I in?
Yeah.
Minnesota. Are people in Minnesota going to hear this?
No.
They're not?
Not unless they have the radio on. All right, Sybil, we put a curse on him and the relationship. We really suggest you find someone a little younger and who does not carry firearms.
Yeah, it sounds like you have major concerns with this guy, and at this point, it's 16 with a guy that's 21.
Just take a little time.
We don't even want to see a counselor at this point. Just
all right. All right. Let's not go. The Edmund Fitzgerald is at the bottom of Lake Erie. Let's not go get it and drag it up again. I saw a special on A&E the other night. It was fresh in my head. Hey, Dad.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on. Well, let me set you up. This is my dad. He has graciously agreed to come down and sit in the studio with us tonight and generally give us his rap. So how are you, Pops?
Good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you are doing what you're doing. I mean, it's from drywall to... So this is quite something.
Yes, I'm a big star now.
That's you sure
why I got to get my own coffee every night. But I was talking to you the other night. Let's be honest, Dad. We're having, it was actually during the day, we're having a little breakfast. You tell me listen to the show periodically. Now, you're not a huge fan of the show because we were talking about, I said this on the air the other night, that Dad was thinking of making appearances on Friday night, say about 7:30. So I had to explain to him that not only not on Friday night, but not at 7:30. But listens to the show periodically. Here's my aggressive, foul-mouthed nature, and thinks maybe I'm steering the kids the wrong direction. Is that true?
Yeah. What I said is that you go at one pace all the time, and therefore lack some of the compassion I felt about. In other words, you're not changing according to what's going on. You're just going at them that
Right.
same pace all the time.
I don't care if you were raped or sodomized. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to drive you into the ground. Is that what you're saying, Dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
One rhythm.
Right.
I think the rhythm needs to be altered according to what's going on, and that's the compassion comes
Okay.
through that.
Well, that's why you're here tonight.
All right.
You add a little compassion in the show. Bruce, you handle the medical end of things. I'll abuse teenagers, and everyone's happy.
Well, actually, I've been filling in for years and years, and I think you've added a new level of compassion.
Well,
so it's a
isn't
step
that
in the right
something?
direction. It's
Well,
true.
thank you, Bruce.
Well, brown nose.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Hey, if I was a little younger, I'd move in with you.
No,
I love schlong. Oh, now way out of context, Dad. Don't listen to that. Lester, 15. You're on LoveLine.
Yeah.
Hey.
Adam, I think you're just like a pretty cool guy.
Thank you, Lester. That's what I told my dad when he was calling me an a-hole. I said, Dad, we get calls all night, and nobody calls me an a-hole. So how big an a-hole can I be, right, Lester?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, here's my problem. Well, my mom has a boyfriend, and he comes home or he comes over to my house about 11 o'clock at night. Well, I was going to talk to my mom one night, and they were having sex.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked in on them, and at that very exact moment, he shot his wad all over her chest.
Oh, you're pulling my leg.
I ain't pulling nothing.
Lester, please, my father's here, for Christ's sake. The first call he has to hear tonight is one of your mom's boyfriend and his wad?
This is a problem show, ain't it?
That's the problem.
Have a little goddamn respect, Lester. I'm blushing, for Christ's sake. All right, Lester, this never happened.
Yeah, it did.
Not that timing. You walked in on your mom having sex with her boyfriend, right?
And exactly what I told you.
All right. So what do you want to know?
Well, I wanted to know how would I talk to her about it, because I'm feeling kind of a little
All right.
shaky.
Throw her a towel first, and maybe a glass of tap water. And then, I don't know, Dad, should Lester confront his mother on this?
Yeah, Lester. How old are you, Lester?
15.
15. Yes, you definitely need to talk to her about it. At this point, you haven't talked to her at all about it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, just make a special time and explain what you saw and what you went through with her, and you need to get to the bottom of it with her. Just why is that why is it happening so openly like that, and what's that all about?
All right, but what if he just pretends it never happens and skates on through life, Dad?
Well, I think you can't pretend it never happened. I think that'll be with you whether you pretend it or not, and you'll have it, and it'll come up in different ways as your relationship with your mom grows. So it needs to be handled. The sooner the better.
All right, Lester?
Yep.
All right.
All right, thanks.
All righty. Well, I'm sorry to offend you with that first call, Dad.
All right.
But get used to it. That's all I'm saying. Here's why I was laughing at Dad. I said before we started the show, I'm looking out for the old guy. I said, Dad, take a little pen and jot down the person's name and the person's age, because you're going to want to know, and you can't really see the screen from where you are, and it always sounds stupid in the middle of the call to go, how old are you again? So I said, here's a pen. I put the pen right there. Dad, just jot it down right there. Just take that.
Got it.
You got it?
Got it.
All right. Peter, 16, you're on LoveLine with Dr. Bruce and Pops Carolla, the psychologist.
Hey, Adam.
Hey.
You're a funny guy.
No, well, thank you. As a matter of fact, keep the compliments coming tonight, kids, just to sort of sell Dad on the occupation.
And, well, Dr. Bruce, you're a cool guy, too, but I wish Drew was there, because I think he's going to be the only guy who will keep Adam from ripping my head off tonight. But...
No, I will be a good boy. Go ahead.
All right, thanks. I got a girlfriend. Her name's Amy, and I'm 16. She's 17, and I got her pregnant. I didn't use a condom when I was having sex with her. And anyway, her parents are really, really mad about it, and they know. And I'm afraid they're going to call the police on me, for statutory rape.
Wait a minute. You're 16 and she's 17?
Yeah.
They can't call the police on you for that.
That's kind of what I wanted to know.
No, I'm no attorney, but it doesn't take F. Lee Bailey to figure out that if you're under 18, you're not, maybe if she was a zygote or what Bruce's wife has inside her at this time, that would be an offense. Wouldn't you say, Bruce? Yes.
Now, what's the status of your relationship with her right now?
Well, I'm still talking to her, but I hardly ever get to because her parents have kind of tried to block me off from her.
Is she going to have the child?
It depends. Well, I'm not sure.
How far along is she?
Less than a month.
Uh-huh. So she may get an abortion, she may put it up for adoption, or she may see it all the way through to term and keep the child, right, Peter?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that something you guys are going to have to figure out as well, right?
Well, if her parents let me have anything to do with her.
Right. And so they blame it all on you.
Basically.
Even though she's a year older than you.
Well, she's a Mormon, and so they really think she's really innocent, and I'm the evil guy here.
All right, and she's wild sexually, am I right, Peter?
Well, no, but...
With you, though.
Yeah, well,
yeah, okay.
I guess.
All right, see, here's what happens. When you try to take religion and you try to drop a giant Bible on your kid and hold them down so they won't get out and have sex or do anything naughty, it always snaps back and bites the parent in the ass. They end up going nuts and going on some kind of bizarre sexual rampage. You have to give people their space. Otherwise, they end up 17 and pregnant. But we'll get back to your problem, Peter. Dad, what do you think?
Well, my just first thought is, how do you feel about it, Peter? I mean, where are you with what's happened?
I don't understand your question.
I think it was too sensible was the problem.
I mean, what are you going through right now? What are your feelings as you go through this conflict?
Well, I'm pretty well. I was worried, I guess, with Adam's assurances, and I'm not really worried anymore. But I was worried that they were going to call the police on me. And right now, I guess I'm pretty upset. I mean, I don't want to have a kid at this age, personally.
Well, you're worried about the police.
Well, I was.
Yeah,
Not really anymore.
you're feeling better about that. But how about the situation in general with her, the relationship, or did you have a real connection to her? Or?
Oh yeah.
You
yeah.
did?
I really liked her a lot. I mean, we could talk for hours, and I wouldn't have done it with anybody else because I guess it's kind of stupid because I'm so young to say this, but I thought I was in love with her.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it feels. Yeah, but and you're not wrong. It's just you end up falling in love with dozens of other people along the way, and so I don't know if it's love or not. But Peter,
Yeah.
here's the deal: you are going to have. I always give this advice: you cannot take care of the folks with one fruit basket or one bottle of wine in one evening. You're just going to have to peck away, like you're carving another face on Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean, Peter? This is going to take a few weeks, maybe a few months, but you're going to have to just do it slowly. Write them a card. If they hang up when you call them, send them a little card. Explain to them that you love their daughter, you love the child, and will support the daughter no matter what her decision is, and that they're going to have to start forming some type of dialogue with you because you potentially could be a family member in the future. All right? Mm-hmm. All right. We'll be back.
Welcome to the biggest show on earth. Thrills galore, the strangest freaks, the highest acrobats, and the funniest clowns.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jeff.
And Chris from Primitive Radio Gods, and you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you are, except for one little problem. Dr. Drew is loaded, wearing nothing but a sombrero, a smile, and probably has a fifth of mezcal under his arm at this point, trying to... and he's a little gassy because he drank the water.
I'm sure he's sitting on the beach with the triplets, responsibly reading a medical journal.
No, I'm telling you. I tell you why he went there. You know why he went there? He gets the illegals to watch the kids. And he works them to the bone, and they just keel over and die, and he buries them under the house. And like once or twice a month, he'll head over the border just to pick up some more cheap help, bring them back, enslave them again, and he works them.
I'd like to ask your dad if his career in psychology has anything to do with your personal pathology.
Dad, any insights on our career choices here?
Well, I guess to start with, I was on radio 50 years ago. Well, not 50, about 40 years ago. And it's interesting that I did a character like Mr. Bircham.
Is that
unbelievable?
Right? All right, but Dad, there's 23 cities that don't know what Mr. Bircham is.
Oh, okay.
But it's a character I do on the morning show here on K-Rock. Thanks for that.
Now, I never spoke to Adam about it. I never did the character. So like he learned it through an osmosis, which was really, and when I first heard the tape of Adam doing Mr. Bircham, it was just amazing that was that character that I did 40 years ago. And it's just, I'm still quite taken with that. So something's being passed down on all levels.
And maybe one day I'll give up this whole radio gig and start my own psychology practice. Is there any schooling or anything involved with that, or can I just get some office space?
It's as LA just put out a shingle.
Well, that is Dr. Bruce, who's more than qualified to sit in for Dr. Drew, who, as we said, is south of the border and will be here next week. Also, later on this week, we'll have Tori Amos, so that's kind of cool because she's really spacey, and that should be really fun.
Have your dad back.
Later in the week, you can do a Rorschach test on her. And later in the week, I should say later on in the following weeks, we'll have Ice-T and Pennywise and Adam Sandler and Fishbone and John Popper from Blues Traveler. So many big celebrities coming in here. But tonight it's just Dad. And, of course, Dr. Bruce. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Dr. Bruce, you got a call you like there? As a matter of fact, you can pick them out, Dr. Bruce, because normally Drew does, and I just go off of that.
Okay.
All right, let's not make a career out of it. All right. Kim, maybe that's a bad idea. Kim, you're 15. You're on LoveLine with psychologist Jim Carolla and Dr. Bruce.
Hi.
Hey.
Actually, I'm 16, but that's okay. Okay, I'm taking a class at a junior college, and I met this guy there, and he's nice or whatever. And I gave him my phone number, and I was talking to him, and he seemed really nice. And I found out that he's 31.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I don't really know what to do. I mean, because I like him, but
believe me, and if I know junior college, he's still in his first semester over there. Kim, what? You're 16?
Yeah.
How is it that you go to junior college so young?
Oh, I'm taking a class for high school credit.
Oh, okay. And he's in this class?
No, I
Okay,
just
okay.
met him around campus.
That's good. All right, so you like this guy, but he's almost twice your age.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's a deal breaker. What can you do?
No, I mean, should I
Well, listen, I like Marilyn Monroe. Do I have sex with her corpse? No. She's too old for me. I mean, she's dead. I mean, there's certain things you just can't do. You'd like to do them, but he's twice your age.
Okay, so I just should not go out with him.
Oh, that's my opinion. We'll open it up to the distinguished panel here. Bruce, Dad, what do you think?
Well, at 16, you want to just stay away from a guy like this. I mean, you get a lot of calls like this with younger women, older men, and this guy's probably been using the same lines and taking the same course for years, hitting on 15 or 16, 17.
He's been taking that human sexuality course since he was 19. Believe me.
And the reason
that he's in.
Well, the reasons there are laws against this kind of a thing, and a guy that age, you have to ask yourself what is wrong with somebody that's 31 years old,
going to junior college,
and wanting to go out with somebody that's 16.
Well, he doesn't necessarily want her. She has spotted him. Is that the story, Kim?
No.
Oh, he wants you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, something's up. Dad, what do you think?
Well, Kim, I acknowledge that you could be fascinated with a 31-year-old, the excitement of that, but you should not be with him.
Yeah.
All right. Take it from the mentor over there. He knows. All right?
Well, thank you.
All right. Yeah. Do you think she's going to listen to us? Absolutely not. I guarantee she has sex with this guy within the hour. All right, Bruce, now here's your job. Dr. Bruce, you do what Dr. Drew used to do, which is your idea is your job is to scan these phone calls while I rant on in my inane banter.
And then rein you in and point.
And then rein me in and point at one of the things. But no, what you do is you write it down with the pen there, and then I go ahead and punch it up. All right, if I give you a big marker, use that one. Sabrina, 16, you're on LoveLine.
Great.
With Bruce and Pa.
Okay. I don't know how to tell my dad that I have a tattoo on my ankle, and I have to go to the beach with him tomorrow. And you can't wear socks to the beach, so,
You know, my dad never took me to the beach.
Oh, yes, I did.
Taking my little cousin.
I got a story about that.
You don't got a beach story.
Yes, I do.
What's your beach story?
My beach story is I took Adam to the beach when he was about 11 or 12 years old, and I was sitting there reading Nietzsche, as I usually do.
Uh-oh.
And all of a sudden, out about 50 yards out to sea, there was a commotion. People were hollering and people were making sounds. And in fact, the Coast Guard came up with a special boat. And it was for a half hour. I watched this drama trying to fish this kid out of the water. Oh, I said, it was over. And I said, boy, I'm so glad that, hey, where's Adam? And I realized that then they took him to show it was Adam. This drama was all to do with Adam. and I was watching it like a bystander. So, and it was my son Adam.
Yeah,
So-
I was trying to swim to Catalina to be adopted by a new family.
I don't blame you.
And let me tell you something about the Santa Monica lifeguard. Not the one depicted in the famous Baywatch series whatsoever. A bunch of fat guys with hair all over their back picked me up on that boat. There's absolutely none of the Pamela Andersons of the world.
And you experience trauma from
Absolutely,
psychic trauma.
absolutely. I relive it every moment.
The question is Sabrina still on the line?
Oh,
with her
yes.
tattoo problem.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
How big is this tattoo and what is it of?
Well, it's of roses and it goes all the way around my ankle.
All right. Here's the deal. Is he going to have a cow if he sees this?
I don't know. I don't know how he's going to react. My mom didn't have a problem with it.
Okay. Well, your mom may have told him already.
No, she didn't. I asked her last
All right,
night.
here's the deal. I go for coming clean with him. Here's what I do. Get your mom in between your ankle and your dad is what you need to do. And if you really want to BS him, you can fake an injury and wrap it with an ace bandage. Well, I'm not an advocate of lying, but if you really don't want the guy to see it, on the way out to the car while you're carrying a cooler, you take a little spill and...
I don't care if he finds out. I just don't know how he's going to react when he does.
All right. Tell him in the safety and of your own home.
Okay.
Wait till he's in the bathroom and then yell it through the door.
And I also have to tell him that I have my tongue pierced, and I don't know how to do that either.
All right. Well, let's save that for a different day when you go. I don't know where you go where you show your... Take the thing out of your tongue for the beach.
No, I can't.
Please.
Why did you go with the around? My experience with teenagers is the around the ankle or around the extremity tattoos get more anger from parents. If you just get a little one to start with, it's not quite as extensive. Why'd you go with the whole around the ankle thing?
Well, it was covering up a different one that I had. I never knew about it.
For those of you out there that want to get rid of them, so many people get them, then they want to get rid of them, and I'm sure.
Yeah, I
Drew's
did that
talked
with my
about-
first one.
You got it lasered off.
No, that's
No.
too expensive.
Jeez, what'd you do? Sand it off?
No, I just got it replaced or covered up.
Oh, all right. You had it made into something else.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, Sabrina. Tell him about the ankle. Don't tell him about the tongue piercing or the lesbianism until later.
Lesbianism.
All right. I just threw that one in.
Yeah, thanks.
I got to feel the waters. You know what I'm saying, Sabrina?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Take the barbell out of the tongue for the beach, please.
Okay.
Please show some dignity and some respect for the old guy. You don't know how many years he has left in him, right, Dad?
Are we through? Sabrina, what I'm interested in, the question to me is, what's the quality of the relationship with your father?
Oh, geez. Now we're dead. Sabrina?
Yeah.
Answer Pop's question.
Okay. We don't get along that good.
Oh, okay. That's yeah, so being able to talk to him is a problem because you don't basically get along with him.
Yep.
But that's the issue to me, the quality of the relationship with your father.
Yeah, he seems to get along with my sister better.
But I bet your sister thinks the same thing.
No, actually, she knows.
I don't feel that way about my dad growing up. I mean, he didn't like me or my sister, but there was no favoritism, right? Right, Dad?
Right.
Kick it! I want to love you.
LoveLine will be right back, and boy, will we be mad if you bail.
Find a new position. It's called intimacy.
Oh, true. I give him a hard time, but I miss the big guy. Not that Dr. Bruce isn't doing a more than ample job filling in for my beloved and departed Dr. Drew, but he'll be in next week. And I like Drew because he's not here. I want to say I like Bruce because, and I've done that like 8 times already. We can talk about cars, and you can talk about guitars, and I can just sit here and listen like an idiot. But you're not like most doctors are. They're kind of like Drew. You know what I mean? They're not into fun stuff. I don't know what an education does to a certain part of your brain, but all of a sudden you're not into fun stuff anymore. Yeah. You're into fun stuff. I like that. Your wife's a very lucky woman, Bruce.
Oh, I hope she's listening. Because that's a rare opinion.
I only said it because I thought she was listening. And lovely, too, I might add.
Oh, thank you.
Never seen her, but I'm guessing you got some money and, you look okay. All right, we have my dad in here who's, well, what do you have, Dad? You're not a doctor yet, are you?
Well, I've completed the doctorate material. I didn't finish the dissertation. I didn't get it approved. So I'm a doctor of all but dissertation, OBD they call it.
All right, so we'll call you Dr. Dad, just
All
for
right.
the sake of argument. And, none of these, look, everyone's stoned or drunk and they're all falling asleep anyway, so they'll buy the doctor thing. And he's a doctor of psychology, and here we have a doctor of moving
work.
parts. Well, if it was a car... If we're doing a car analogy, we'd say Dr. Bruce, he deals with the starters and the solenoids and the fan belts of life. And Dad over here deals with the onboard computer and maybe the dome light. All right, thank you.
Where are the sound effects for that?
Not everything's a gem.
Yeah.
And I'll throw your ass right out of here, no problem. We did the show without you last night. It was a banner show. Much better than this one. All right. Jennifer.
Hey.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Me and my friend were looking at my yearbook, and she's been my friend since about 2nd grade, and so all of a sudden she just starts rubbing my hair, and playing with my hair, and so I didn't think anything. I thought she was just kidding around, and all of a sudden she just starts trying to kiss me and stuff, and I haven't talked to her since. It's been a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if we should stay friends because I never knew she was like that or anything, or because she's my best friend.
Did you say anything to her right at that moment?
No, I just told her no, not really. I was in shock. I didn't know she was like that because she's gay and I didn't know that.
Did you get weird and start yelling at her? Or?
No, I just backed off and went in the other room, said I was going to bed.
And so she just left?
And she just, yeah.
So you have some unfinished business?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, she may not be a lesbian.
Well, I'm pretty sure she is because I've noticed she hasn't had a boyfriend ever since I've known her.
Well, how old is she?
She's 16 too.
Well, that's not exactly an old maid. I mean, yeah, most people do get themselves a boyfriend by then, but not, there are late bloomers. And she could have just been doing that thing that, you do when you're in camp. There's only your own sex around, and you start experimenting. Not me, Dad, don't worry. But the other people.
That's right. At that age is the typical age for that to occur.
Yeah.
And the important thing is it sounds like you're pretty healthy about your boundaries. You're not comfortable with that, and it's important that, this is a good exercise for you in defining those boundaries a little better. And she'll respect you, and may save the friendship that's been there by you saying to her, I'm not comfortable with that. That's not what I'm interested in doing, but I enjoy you as a friend. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. You do not prematurely cry lesbian here. Dad, what do you think?
Well, I agree with Dr. Bruce. It's a boundary issue, and I think you handled it. I think you handled it well, and hopefully you'll handle other boundary issues as well.
Yeah, there'll be some penis boundary issues coming up soon in life, too, that you're going to have to look out for, Jennifer. Huh?
All right.
All right. Yeah, so why don't you give her a call and just sort of, bury the hatchet with her. Tell her that's not something you're into, but it doesn't mean you can't be friends with someone who's into that, if, in fact, she is into that. Bruce, are you being negligent with your call? Oh, this has got an end. This is ridiculous. Oh, for Christ's sake.
I
What?
I wanted to say something about that threesome call last night. I was driving from the hospital.
All right, let's do a little best of. Last night we got a call in here toward the end of the show, was it not? What time was it?
Yeah, it was about 10:30.
It was in the second hour.
Or 9:30, whatever.
Right, and right, because we do the show 2 hours earlier on a Sunday. And some 16-year-old girl had gotten hit by a truck on her bicycle when she was 14, and she went into physical therapy, into rehab, and there's a 26-year-old black man who was nursing her along. He was her physical therapist. And later, when he got her back on her feet and at home, he started calling her and then arranged a threesome. It's funny, I don't remember anything, but boy, these good threesome calls. My mind's like a steel trap all of a sudden. He basically went over there. She called a friend of hers and arranged this girl to come over, sight unseen, just described the guy. Wow, what faith. And this guy basically came over there and had sex with the two of them. And then later on, went to a motel with the girl and I think another friend of hers and invited a buddy of his along. And Bruce, you had something to say about that?
Yeah, I was going to use some Drew words like profound. There's profound dysfunction here.
Right.
And the important thing is when we talk about boundaries, somebody like that, the 16-year-old girl, there's just a number of things you could talk about here. And the ethnic group doesn't matter, but an individual that works in the healthcare field.
I only said that, by the way, because during the call she said that he was black and that her parents would freak out even that much more dating a black man.
The idea is some of these things like that you have the Summer of 42 experience where you have an older woman and a teenage male, or if it's a teenage female. This is really sexual abuse is what this amounts to.
Right.
Many of these individuals, and when I was listening to that girl last night, I just wanted to ask her, were you ever abused sexually? And it's a matter of they don't learn healthy boundaries. They don't learn, just intuitively what's wrong and what's right. That's extremely unhealthy. That will create an unhealthy pattern for her.
Right. A healthy person, when this guy called and said, how about you bring over one of your friends and I come over there, and it would have said, are you nuts?
Right.
Right.
But it's the type of thing where you want to break that pattern. And, individuals that are out there, a lot of the individuals calling tonight when they're 14, 15, 16 with older males, many times when they go ahead with those kind of relationships, it sets them up later in life for some very disastrous...
Right. So you're saying I didn't handle the call well?
No. Oh, no.
I think I did. I did a fine job.
You did a fine job, but I just wanted to add the Dr. Drew touch to that.
Thank you.
Reinforce.
Thank you. Any other calls you want to painfully relive from yesterday's show, or can we move on with this one, Bruce?
That's fine. I feel much better now.
All right. Trevor, 14. You're on LoveLine with Dr. Bruce and Dr. Jim Carolla.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
How's it going?
Well,
I have this problem.
Yeah.
My mom, she'll get really weird when I start hanging around or talking to girls, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
One time, I went to a movie theater, and me and my friend were sitting in the seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these two final chicks, they walk in, right? And they're sitting maybe 5 seats ahead of us. So we kind of went up and we sat right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom told me to sit back where I was.
Uh-huh.
And this one other time we went.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah.
And we were eating and everything, and then these chicks came and they sat right by us. And my mom made us go and we sat in a different place.
Uh-huh. Trevor.
Yeah.
Did your mom, how old is your mom?
38.
38. So she had you when she was 24. See, I was going to guess that Trevor's mom had him when she was 14 or something and was really worried. Do you have a sister who's 47?
I don't have any sisters. No.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Something's up with my math there, but you get the picture.
Right.
It sounds like she's worried. Is she religious nut job?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. I thought she would be worried about what you could do to these girls. I mean, if I have a...
I don't know. If I go meet them and then that night I'm going to have sex with them or something. I don't know.
If I have a son, I am going to go in his room and confiscate his genitalia when he's 13. I'm going to keep it in a mason jar underneath my truck seat until he's 23, and then I'm giving it back to him because I don't want to raise a grandkid because my bonehead 15-year-old son got a itch in his craw one night.
Right.
So, now, where's Dad? Is Dad around, or?
Huh?
Is this a single-parent family?
No, I have a dad.
What's the dynamic between you and your dad?
What?
How do you guys relate?
Don't use the word dynamic.
Yeah.
I barely know what dynamic
all
means.
right. So anyway, are there any problems with the way your dad would handle situations like that? Does your mom think he lets you do whatever you want type of thing? Is it she's usually is your dad usually not the one that disciplines you? It's your mom, or how does that?
It's usually my mom because my dad works out of town.
Okay.
A lot.
All right.
Yeah, it just sounds like your mom's under some pressure to discipline.
Right.
You.
Well,
She feels.
I'm in a church too.
Oh, okay.
And, I think that might have something to do with it too. But I don't know.
Okay, Dad, what do you think?
Well, the problem is much broader than being about the girls. It's in all parts of your life with your mom, isn't it? It's not just that she's uptight around you being with young ladies. Isn't it in other areas as well?
What? I can't. Hey guys, I have a hearing problem, so I can't.
Yeah. In other words, you're centering it around girls, but I'm saying isn't it across the board? Isn't it in other areas of your relationship?
I can't hear you.
All right, listen. Can you hear me, Trevor?
Yeah.
Here's the question, and you guys write down your questions. I'll relate them to Trevor. I have the ear of the teen. They have a certain thing. They hear my pitch like a dog whistle. Trevor, here's what my dad wants to know, or here's what he's saying. Is your mom controlling in all aspects of your life?
Not really, no.
It's just with the ladies.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
That's it. You can put firecrackers up the rectum of the neighbor's cat. She does not care.
Well, I can't do stuff like that, but I mean.
Okay.
But
she really controls when it comes to the ladies.
Right.
Other than that, she's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so my dad's barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
Sorry, Dad, but there's not gold at the end of every rainbow. Trevor.
Yeah.
You're going to have to explain to her that you're responsible and that you're respectful, but eventually you must start interacting with women. Otherwise, you will become a sick, twisted, demented, either homosexual or serial killer, possibly both.
In other words, she's got to let go, huh?
She has to let go.
Well, because I like hanging around girls,
Right, and they seem to like you. God bless them.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And
all right.
I can't just.
Explain
not go out with any women.
Right, we understand, Trevor. Explain that you're responsible, that you mean no harm, but it's a normal part of adolescence and growing up. And here's the deal: you try to keep a stranglehold on your kid, the kid tries to tear away, he ends up getting twisted. And then it comes out in weird ways later on. It's like I've seen the late night movies. I know how these things go. You go into the kid's room one day. He's 45. He's still living at home. He's smoking 3 packs a day. He's living off Pabst Tall Boys and Captain Crunch cereal. And he has clippings of beautiful women spread out all over the bedroom. And he's talking to them.
Does Drew ever point out the way you think very concretely? And I'm also just realizing 14 and 15-year-old guys, when they're at a certain place in their development, they just seem to be attracted to the way you think. It's a very interesting. Maybe your dad could comment on.
I know when I've been dissed, Bruce. I may be able to talk to the youngins, but that doesn't mean I think like one.
Oh, you don't. Well, and then I was.
Oh, Dad, kick his ass, please, in the name of the Carollas, in the family name. Come on, he slapped me in the face. He might as well slap the old man too. Come on, Dad, sick him. Go get him. Knock his Hippocratic oath right up his butt.
With your dad and I here, it's the lunatics are not running the asylum tonight. This is probably the only love line where there's more sane than insane people.
We got to get some band members in here in a hurry.
LoveLine will be right back, dude.
Well, it is Adam Carolla and Dr. Bruce. Dr. Drew is in Mexico. We also have Dr. Jim Carolla. Hey, that name sounds familiar because it's my dad. He's a psychologist, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
radio station.
Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla. Dr. Drew is not here. I saved myself there. Dr. Bruce is here and doing just a fantastic job filling in for my beloved departed Dr. Drew, who I missed it. I missed the guy. I got to tell you, it's been 2 days now.
You got all these little tapes of him.
Yeah.
If anything, I want to be dominated.
There he is. And also Dr. Dad. Jim Carolla's in here. He's a psychologist, and he's my dad. So he's in here giving out his own unique brand of dadly advice. And something that Dr. Bruce did not want to talk about on the air, but I'm going to have to bring up anyway, is Dr. Drew getting an ant in his eye.
It's real exciting stuff.
Well, it is to me. the idea of him flailing around holding one eye is fun to me. Now,
Stuff
explain
like
what
this makes me sick.
All right, shut up, Drew. Explain what happened, Dr. Bruce.
We're having the barbecue at my house. Drew was in the pool with the triplets, and he got a red ant, and it bit him in the eye, and he just...
It bit him?
Oh, yeah. He was in tremendous pain. So he was concerned about the kids because he's trying to watch them, so...
And was he flailing around like a woman?
No, he was... You're going to get me in trouble.
Go ahead. He's in Guadalajara picking up whores right now. He can't hear you.
I'm shocked.
Please, continue.
Yep. And so I rescued him by picking this horrible insect out of his eye.
It actually bit him on the
and then
eyeball?
So I started to swell, and we're looking.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
It was a very emotional moment.
And as a doctor, all you could do is make him comfortable in his last hours, right? I mean,
I remained cool and calm and collected and treated his eye.
How long ago did this happen?
This was last summer.
Uh-huh.
I'm surprised. It's such an important thing. I'm surprised he hasn't told you. You know, it's obvious.
You know, he does not like me to picture him flailing around in a pair of Speedos clutching his eye.
He wasn't flailing around.
He was flailing.
He was trying to get hold of the
flailing
triplets.
like a woman at a Baptist ministry. All right. Okay. Well, he's human too, and even doctors get stung in the eye. David, 23. You're on LoveLine.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. How are you all doing?
Good.
I have a question. This is more for the doctor, but I'm sure that Adam will find.
I'm sure Adam will find a way in. Sure.
I started masturbating when I was a very young man, at about 7 or 8, and so I've masturbated ever since. I'm 23 right now, and I used to take my penis and rub it up against my thigh or down against my thigh. And I have a curved penis now that's curved downwards. And I was wondering if that, because as a young man I would masturbate with my penis up against my leg, that if it would grow and curve as I grew older, that it would curve downward.
Well, they call that Peyronie's disease, don't they?
Hey, stolen my thunder. What is this?
Hey, I've been around the dock long enough to pick up a few things. Especially, I'm pretty well versed in the whole penis disease department. I don't know anything about the respiratory system or anything like that. But when there's the penis problem, I understand. Now, can I give my take on this and then
I'm just gonna sit back. Go ahead.
No. I would love your input, but let me say this first. I think you can do some damage early on. You know, the Japanese women, they bind their feet.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but it is a practice that was done.
Yeah.
And you know, they bind their feet when they're young and they're still growing, and their feet don't grow fully.
Yeah.
Now, it would seem to me that if you bound your penis up against your thigh there, and you did it for, you're pretty religious about it, like you were, David, that over the years. During the developmental stages of the body is growing, sometimes up to a foot a day. I'm no doctor, but I'm going to say that anyway. That the penis could could take the shape, could be misguided.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, but
Do you have
doctors,
you have any alien theories on this? Would you like any? How about therapy?
Give your opinion on this, Bruce.
Okay, you should really need to have it checked out by a urologist because Peyronie's disease. It's at your age is very unusual. It's unlikely, but it's a possibility. Do you have any pain with erections?
No. Okay, but the thing about it is that, like, since I was younger, it's been curved.
Yeah, but so it's probably just a normal variant if you don't have any pain, and it's probably not related to masturbatory activities when you were younger. So has a physician looked at it actually?
No.
Okay, you should have somebody. You're how old? 23?
23.
And you can go to a urologist or really a general practitioner could take a look and examine you.
Does he have to get an erection in front of the guy in order to show him the dysfunction?
No.
Why not?
Well, he just needs to be examined. He doesn't.
Yeah, but the problem is when it's erect. Is it not, David?
Yeah, it's only when it's erect.
All right. That's how I'm saying. He's going to have to do that, isn't he?
No,
How's he going to measure the arc if he's flaccid? I know you don't want to say this, but I think he has to do that. You are going to have to get an erection in the doctor's office.
For the doctor?
No, because the fibrous tissue is there. You can be examined without having an erection.
All right. But get one for me, would you, David?
Okay.
All right, please, make me happy.
All right.
I just want to picture that. I'm hopping up on the table. Now, I'm no doctor. Again, Bruce. But, you know, when people's teeth are bent and twisted, they go to the orthodontist and they put braces, and sometimes they put that headset on that you sleep in. Is there some sort of contraption that a man could strap himself, some sort of schlong harness, perhaps, some sort of penis truss system or something? A couple of
like
tongue
the things
depressors.
advertised in the back of the magazines for length.
I think that's more for pleasure, but yeah, they do feel good. I mean, so I've heard. But, you know, a couple tongue depressors and some duct tape or something. Is there some home remedy for this?
No.
No. Okay.
Sounds like you're probably in the process of thinking of some sales gimmick for.
I'm always coming up with new products.
Carolla straightening device.
Yes, picture me and Dad on the package, right, Pops?
Well, honestly, maybe I'd like to take it a step further. I'm interested in the addictive process. You know, what masturbation has really have become for a lot of the young people that I think that call in. In other words, the whole addictive idea that we're caught in the addiction. In fact, the whole society is kind of an addictive society. And I think it's important to be aware of what this is for me individually. In other words, where am I in the addictive process? Are those addictions running my life? Do I have any control over them? So, David, as far as you bringing this up, it led me to a little deeper subject. You may not be involved in this, but I guess to the audience is, how about the addictive process? What does it mean in our life?
I mean that you start that early and that it sort of controls your life.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to go to the Betty Ford Clinic for masturbation myself after the show. Ken, 19, you're on LoveLine with my dad.
Hi.
And Dr. Bruce.
Hi.
Hey.
I guess I went away to college for my freshman year, and I've been smoking pot since I was about 15. And now that I've come back, I'm living with my parents for the summer. I'd like to tell them that I smoke pot, you know, just be honest with them because I've always hid it from them. And I was wondering how anyone would suggest taking that up with them. They're fairly liberal, but I don't think they'll like the idea of me smoking pot.
Yeah, do you think, you're 19, right, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they smoked their share of pot back in the day?
Maybe a little, but I don't think either of them would have liked it very much. Both my parents are kind of bothered by smoke or anything like that.
Uh-huh. And what do they drink at all?
Yeah, they do. They drink, you know, they'll have parties and get drunk and stuff. You know?
Right, and how often do you smoke the weed?
Well, in high school, I still smoked it maybe a few times a week, and then when I went up to school, I started smoking it more. You know,
and like 3 times a day. Where'd you go to college? Humboldt.
UW Madison.
Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a big pot school?
Yeah, somewhat.
It grows wild out there.
Oh, it does.
The old hemp. You buy maps of hemp.
Oh, you
maybe
can?
I should be saying this in the air.
You got any of those hemp maps on you? Really?
Writing those chapters.
Yeah, but then you get shot by some ex-Green Beret or something who's growing that hemp for a living.
That's in California.
Oh, it is?
So you're smoking every day, basically?
Yeah.
Basically, if I miss a day or something, or I don't smoke for a few days, it's not like a big deal.
Right, but you'll double up the next day.
Yeah, possibly.
Extra bong load because you missed out. You're very dedicated, Ken.
There are lots of issues here. Why don't you just quit for the summer? That's my first question.
Well...
And if you don't have a problem with it, that wouldn't be a problem to quit for a while. And
I don't know. I think I'm seeing a lot of friends that I haven't seen for a while and are having other plans after the summer, you know, and it's something I enjoy a lot, and I don't think I should have to quit because I would just like to be able to be honest with them and tell them it's something I like to do, you know. And I think they may understand it.
Right, but you're not going to be completely honest because you're going to tell them, Mom, Dad, once in a while on a special occasion when one of my larger buddies holds me down and massages my lungs, I will inhale a little bit. I mean, you're going to basically say it how Clinton said it. You're not going to say, I toke out every day.
No, I might not say that.
No, I don't think you will.
I think it's a step, you know, in the right direction.
Right,
to at least talk to them.
But that's where their minds are going to be anyway. If you say, Mom, I do smoke, Dad, I do smoke a little marijuana once in a while, in their mind, in their parental mind, they're going to think every day.
Yeah, possibly. But I also...
And if you tell them every day, I think they're going to think you're doing heroin. Because I know the parental mind, it just adds. It either adds days or harder drugs to whatever it is they've come clean with.
I wasn't going to tell them about trying some other drug.
All right, probably best. I don't know. I don't know if you should. I mean, here's what I think you should do. I think you should certainly cut down. And I'm not telling you have to quit, but what Bruce said, it would be an interesting test. But it's the summer. He's going to be hanging out with all his old Hesher buddies from the neighborhood, and he's going to want to get high. And to do it once in a while is fine. I would cut it down and not tell them.
If you quit smoking now, you'd have enough THC in your system 2 months from now. It still wouldn't be out of there. Then there's just a lot of issues. Not to get preachy about it, and I'm sure Drew's preceded me on this.
Believe me, his high horse has gotten out of the barn many a time on marijuana.
The other thing, I've been talking to people from NORML and stuff like that, and I hear no one's ever died from marijuana. It's poisoning or whatever, and it's never killed anybody. But one of the worst things is carbon monoxide in that smoke. And your arteries are probably scarred already from that. So, I mean, just smoking the stuff on a daily basis, one joint's got about the same amount of garbage in it as 10 cigarettes. I mean, you can go on and on with it.
Yeah, but that's only because it's illegal. I mean, they always say it's like 4 times the number of carcinogens as in tobacco, but that's because tobacco is, purified chemically.
Well, whatever. It's going in your body. It's not good for you. If you've got to have it to have a good time, you can have a good time without the pot. Don't quit smoking the pot for a while. I think just from doing addiction medicine, I'd love to spend some more time with you. It sounds like you may have a little more of a problem with it than you think you do.
You probably do. So yes, I'm with Bruce. See if you can cut it out. And but I don't know. I wouldn't tell the parents. I just think it's gonna freak them out.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a real good handle on what's going on.
Probably not. And they would probably sense that and maybe try to help him.
There's another adult you can talk to about it, somebody that's got a pretty clear understanding of, what's addiction and what's abuse and all that kind of stuff.
Priest or rabbi, perhaps? The clergy has a good handle on the hemp.
Well, a lot of churches today have addictions groups, and they have people that are not clergy that are involved in the church.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about church things? I've got a different opinion on
No,
churches.
I don't want to talk about churches. Please, we're boring him enough with this hemp open line we've been discussing for the last 45 minutes. Dad, you awake?
Yeah, I just want to say I still again believe that it's the addictive process is still the main thing you're talking about, and I think that's what you need to look out for. Is this part of an addictive group of things that you may be doing? But in other words, be careful not to get caught in the addictive process. That's really the major issue.
Well, that's what it is. If it's not the penis, it's the bong. If it's not the bong, it's the Nintendo. It's always something. I mean, that's the society we're living in. Get distracted, get addicted, and just leave everyone alone. Just collect your crap, put a fence around it, get a beeper so your wife can find you, and etch your serial number into everything. So if it gets stolen, you can get your little crap back and call it a life. Is that what you're saying, Dad?
Well, the addiction is really being out of touch with yourself. I think that's the main thing with the addiction. And it's funny, since we're born into it because the society is addictive, it's as though, how do I say this, but it's as though the addiction doesn't allow you to feel the society. And it's hard to tell the reality of which one is which, It's a little complicated, but if you can follow
I think that's
that.
exactly. That's what this kid's, it's an example of that. I mean, this kid's, he's exhibiting the addictive behavior, and he's experiencing the marijuana. He's not really experiencing his friends and society the same way.
All right, we're all
Dad's
in accord.
a great guy.
Yeah, he's a sage over there. If only he had food in the house when I was growing up and could clothe me properly. But now he's an Atlas. Jeff, 22. You're on LoveLine with Pops and Bruce. Jeff. Oh, maybe he's sleeping.
80
Look
minutes.
how long. Jeff has been on hold for 80 minutes.
He's deceased.
Dad, do you understand the love and the dedication of the followers of the show now? 80 minutes, this son of a...
Really?
Yes, Jeff has been on hold for 80 minutes.
I think he's seeing it.
More than you've heard the show in the entire time I've been on in the Valley. Am I right, Dad? Be honest.
Right.
Dad listens to 2 or 3 minutes at a time, gets disgusted, and switches onto his Herb Alpert 8-track. Jeff, are you awake? All right, we're going to move on. Jeez, well, I put him on hold, so I don't know, maybe he'll wake up or something. It's really, Kristen.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Dr. Bruce. Hi, Dr. Carolla. Hey, Adam.
Hey, you got the rap down, Kristen. You're 18. You're on LoveLine.
Yeah, I have 2, problems. Okay, the first one is I've been sexually active for about a year, and I've been on birth control. And so I didn't have to worry about pregnancy, but we still used condoms. And now I haven't been taking the pill because my prescription's up. And I wanted to know what type of condom is best to use against pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. On hold for 37 minutes, by the way. Very dedicated tonight. You got a good answer?
Well, any of the brand name condoms. That
Yeah, you could probably say them.
There's quality. Well,
Is there any, like, reputable one?
Aren't they all?
I don't know.
well, I wouldn't go to the, I won't name, the car place where you're going to get gasoline. There's one that's been up there for 6 years, and there is any kind of plastic, latex, any of these products can break down over time. So you want to make sure that that it's not expired, their expiration dates. And the other thing is using a spermicidal cream.
What's the shelf life of a condom? Do you know?
I don't know. I do know. So anyway, that's the critical thing is if you get one of the major brand names and you go into any pharmacy, they have stands with these things.
Yeah.
And the latex condoms most of these things they're all quality control tested, but using a spermicidal cream with them, not just the condom. Okay. So when you use condoms, that's not a complete form of birth control without you using the foam or the spermicidal.
And what do you do with the cream? The foam? Do you spray it on the condom?
No.
No?
It goes inside her.
What? Oh, it does.
Right.
No. Is it foamy? Is it like a whipped cream canister? Please. I ask because I want to know.
That's one form of the.
So they have a mousse?
No. See, you want to know, but then you go off where you shouldn't go. So that's now the other thing to remember is that I've seen studies where up to 25% of the time there's condom failure, whether it's breakage or slippage or other things. So it's not it's not the most wonderful form of birth control. What happened with the birth control pill? You wanted to stop it or you had to stop?
No, my prescription went up and I hadn't been in to visit the doctor, so I have an appointment though this month.
Okay.
And then that's another thing. I had sex about 2 weeks ago, and this was while I was not taking the pill. And we didn't use a condom, so I want to know when. I am worried already, but I want to know when I should start worrying about if I am pregnant or not.
It takes a couple of weeks, doesn't it, doctor?
After what?
After you have sex to find out whether you're pregnant.
Right. I mean, you could check now and find out.
Yeah.
You could have a test done. When was your last menstrual period?
It was about 2 weeks ago, like before, maybe 2.5 weeks ago.
All right, you got to get a calendar and a marker, Kristen, because you have to keep track of you have to chart your sexuality somewhere. I mean, you're on the pill, you're off the pill, your period's starting, your period's ending. These are important numbers. This isn't like getting your tires rotated or something.
And
you got to figure this stuff out.
It's highly unpredictable. People say, well, you can't expect the pill to be effective for a month or two after you start it, and you won't get pregnant there until a month or two after you stop there. But my experience has been it's a very unpredictable situation. And
well, you got a kid on the way.
That was very, very
unexpected.
No,
come on. Your wife's listening. I know you. I know the life you like. You like the guitars. You like the sports cars. You like the fast life. You don't want to be saddled down with the family and the kids and the changings and the feedings. I know you, Bruce. You're a swinger.
I'm a great dad. That's my
All right. Well, we'll be back with two great dads after this.
Hello, is this LoveLine? I have a problem with my stool. Hello, LoveLine. I have a problem with his stool, too.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Mike? Yeah. Sorry, Engineer Mike. Tori Amos is coming in here on Thursday, so that should be good. Also, coming up soon on LoveLine, we have Ice-T, Pennywise, Adam Sandler, Fishbone, John Popper from Blues Traveler, and many, many other notable celebrities. So, yes, the big draw is LoveLine. We get all the big celebrities, and that's why we have my dad in here tonight, Dr. Jim Carolla. We also have Dr. Bruce, who's in here carefully studying the screen to pick out our next winning phone call. Okay, you're going to have to pay for that now. He just wrote on the screen. And, of course, Dr. Drew still in Guadalajara, still trying to smuggle, I think, opium poppies back. No, what's he...
He's there with the triplets.
Oh, yes.
Family
Right.
weekend.
And he's selling prescriptive drugs that he brought. He snuck over the border in a balloon that was up his rectum. So he has a mission. And Kim, who's 20, has been on LoveLine for 97 minutes. Kim?
Hello.
You're fat.
Please, Drew.
What was?
It's Drew. He's popping off all the way from south of the border.
Oh.
All right, Kim, what's your question?
I'm having a problem. I masturbate sometimes, but when I've tried it, it doesn't work. I mean, I don't get as much satisfaction as I should.
Is that your child in the background?
Yeah.
Is he having some kind of respiratory problem? Can you make a quick diagnosis, Bruce? Is the kid okay?
Yeah, she's got a cold. She's woke up.
Okay. And you don't think that... how can we talk about masturbation with your kid
She's okay.
hacking a lung up in the background? Please. All right, but go ahead. I'll try. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so you have trouble getting excited when you're masturbating?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it never was this way before?
Well, I can't do that myself, the right position or something, but it's all right if the guy does it, but myself, it just doesn't work.
You've lost interest in yourself. You're moving on past yourself. Kim, your kid has tuberculosis back there, and I'm trying to field masturbation questions. Producer Ann, please help us out.
Oh, I feel so sad for the poor baby.
Yeah, I do too. You sure your kid's okay, Kim?
Yeah, she's got a cold.
Okay, what's her name?
Courtney.
Okay. Oh. Kim, does this have anything to do with the pregnancy?
I don't know.
Well, I'm no Drew, and neither's Bruce, but Drew always says after the pregnancy, and I guess he experienced this firsthand, and get ready, Bruce, because that's it. You're cut off sexually for a while. There's all kind of hormones, and there's that postpartum depression and whatnot.
But she said with her mate, it's okay.
Yeah, but
So
who knows how these things, man? All right, don't pop off to me. I'll have my dad kick your ass again.
What did your dad say?
Yeah, what does he say, Dad?
What did I say about this problem?
No, we were talking about Bosnia. What the hell you think we're talking about? Come on, Dad, give it the program. Well, first, I got to say my dad's never been up past 11 in his entire life.
Right, that's right.
So this is a big night for him. But what do you think of Kim's problem?
Well, Kim, have you been listening to the show?
Yeah.
I guess you have. I've been hitting the theme of the addictive process, and so I'm continuing along with this theme, and I feel like there's a bigger question than whether you have the technique to please yourself or not. Do you know what? In other words, there's something behind this. Do you have any feeling for what the problem is?
Not really. I'm not with the father right now, but I don't think that has anything to do with it because it was beforehand too.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just this specific problem, but I'm just the way you're handling the baby and listening to the baby cough in the background and say it's nothing, and I get a general feeling that there's a way that you're not fully present or there, and that's a bigger issue than whether you please yourself or not. I think you first have to be there, and then work about pleasing yourself or not. So there's something. In other words, I'm trying to understand more what the underlying issue is, and I don't know if you have a feeling for it or not.
And what are you looking?
What am I looking for?
Yeah. What do you mean a feeling for what?
I'm saying that with the issue that you're bringing to the show tonight is I feel like it's not indicative to what the real problem is, and I'm trying to go a little deeper to find out what the problem is. I hear a certain kind of spaced outness, even in your attitude with the baby, So I'm more concerned with that than your technique.
I gotta get back to you because she's not feeling
Right.
All
Well,
right.
take care of her. That's the issue.
Take care of the kid, Kim. All right, Dad, you're driving away listeners now with this spaced out psychology rap of yours. But here's the deal, Dad. Dad's he's a one hell of a therapist. He really is. I swear to God, half the people I know go and see, my friends go see my dad, and they come back and they go, "Man, this guy's amazing," and I go, let me handle him. But
he's insightful.
He's very insightful. He's very, very good at what he does. The deal is on this show, it's as Drew would say, we triage people. There's no cosmetic surgery going on here. There's bones and compound fractures. We get a splint on them and stop the bleeding is about all we can do. And you're right in your angle. In your message, Dad, but the practical reality of the situation is people are so far away from that, they just want to fix that damn masturbation problem, suckle the kid a little, and watch Geraldo. And you're saying you want to expand that in people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got a noble cause, but you have your work cut out for you. There's no doubt about that. Ryan, 24. You're on LoveLine with Pops the Sage and Bruce the Nutty Professor.
Hey, I wanted to tell you guys, you guys are doing a really good thing. Everybody can call up and talk about just about anything to you guys, and that's really great. But I wanted to ask the doctor how he feels on the medicinal marijuana issue that's going to be on the November ballot for the state of California.
Well, I've always felt like that it should be available for medicinal use. Now, the problem with that ballot, I believe, is that...
Dad, put the bong down. Go ahead.
I think the problem with the ballot is who is licensed. It's not real clear on who can dispense the stuff. So, in other words, if it's supposedly available for medicinal use and the guy on the corner that normally sells pot now says, well, I'm selling it to Joe Blow over here because... he's got a medical problem. So there's not. I think that it's a lot of these initiatives are not. They're so complex, and the small print is not available to everybody to understand, and it sort of thwarts the good intention of that.
All right.
That legislation.
Right, but this is strictly regulated through doctors, and basically it just takes it out of politicians' hands and puts it into the hands of the doctor.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
Listen. I've been hearing about this topic.
I was the Sacramento coordinator for the incentive. I helped qualify it for the ballot.
All right. Well, listen. Have a hit off the hookah while I go on a quick rant here. These the damn Republicans. Let's face it. That's where the problem is. Because here is the deal. They're trying to legislate everything. Now, these are the same people that want to legalize assault rifles, mind you. The same a-holes that it says, hey, it's within your right. You're an American. This is the land of the free. Pursuit of happiness. Come on. As long as you're not shooting anyone with those assault rifles, you should be able to have those assault rifles. But when you ask these a-holes if you should be able to have a small amount of marijuana for some medicinal problem, oh, they're all out of shape about the whole thing. Meanwhile, these guys are drinking 8 highballs every time they sit down for lunch and going off to the desert to shoot their M16s on the weekend. Total hypocrisy. My God, it's ridiculous. This is a non-issue in my opinion. If someone wants to sit home and smoke some pot, whether he has cataracts or whether he's undergoing chemotherapy and wants to keep a sub sandwich down, he should be able to smoke pot because he's an American, because he can pursue his right to happiness. It is within his right. Dude, forget about all this damn consensual crime and all this BS. I'm tired of it. They want to build new prisons to put more guys that are growing pot. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Dad, am I right?
No.
It's totally ridiculous. Stop saving people from... Jack Kevorkian should be able to have a bong load and kill whoever he wants to kill, as long as they agree to it. Am I right, Ryan?
I agree.
Ryan's got that good... He's got that burnt out laugh. All right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Whether it's for medicinal use or you just want to stay home and get baked and watch Oprah all day, that is your business. Because if you want to stay home and get loaded, you can do the same thing on booze. And if you want to pollute your body with der Wiener Schnitzel and suck up a bunch of carcinogens because you work in a coal mine, that's all your prerogative. It's all your prerogative. And that's what living in this country is about. Doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, not harming anyone else, and not harming anyone else's property. And if you get baked and you drive a Winnebago filled with nuns at 80 miles an hour on the freeway, then you deserve to be pulled over and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But if you want to sit home and do what you want to do in your own living room, on your own time, then that's your goddamn business. And the law should not get involved with that. Am I right, Dad?
Wrong. No, I'm. It's not the law that I'm really interested in. But again, I'm back to the theme of that. Again, this addiction. I was just talking to Dr. Bruce at the intermission. He was telling me the real potency of marijuana on the street now is quite powerful. So people are playing with something that appears to be recreational and fun. But again, they're caught in the network of the addiction. It's another form of it. It's very strong. And Adam's saying one's right to choose. Well, before one can choose, one has to be there. In other words, there's not a lot of choice when there's nobody home.
Well, I've been one-upped by my own blood.
That's very good.
Touche, Pops. All right, that's it. I go home and flush the weeds as soon as I get home, man. You're right, Dad.
I'm starting to itch. LoveLine will be right back. Dr. Drew will say something brilliant, but no one will hear him because Adam will be making funny noises.
This is Mickey.
Alright, I'm Chris. We're in Lush.
And you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
You certainly are. And the phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Bruce, amply sitting in for the departed Dr. Drew, who's in Mexico, kicking his heels up as we speak. Also on board tonight is my own blood, James Carolla. He's a doctor of psychology. He's the brain man. And Dr. Bruce would be like the backdoor man and also the physical guy. His wife is pregnant. I don't know why I'm having a good time with him. But Dad is in here. He's a psychologist. And Dad, as we do with the guests who come on to this show, why don't you give yourself a little plug? Make it fast, though.
Okay, I have a private practice in the Valley at Sepulveda and Ventura Boulevard where I...
All right, don't tell them there's going to be a van filled with manure parked out in front of there. Just pop out the phone number.
Okay. If you want to contact me, I'm at 818-766-1253. 818-766-1253. 1253.
All right, little plug for Pops in the struggling psychology business. You know, it's tough these days, all these HMOs and everything. Everybody wants, they want to pay for a boob job. They want to get their nutsack evened up so it's symmetrical. Everyone's doing everything. But what about the mind? What about that? What about that organ? What about the organ we call the brain? Forget about the penis enlargement.
You're going to go into another rant.
Okay, no, I'm done.
Okay,
all right, ready?
And I'm wondering what kind of people are going to call him. All with private insurance, I'm sure.
All right, Jennifer, 22. You're on LoveLine with Dr. Bruce and Pops.
Hi.
Hey.
Well, I just wanted to ask about. I have a friend who's I've fallen in love with, and he knows that I feel this way. I've told him about it. But he says that he's not really interested in a relationship right now, that there might be one in the future, maybe. And
that's right.
I don't know how to handle that. It's like, should I wait for him?
No.
Or should I take him as a friend?
Let me tell you something. There may be a little something between us sometime in the future. Is akin to when guys say, I'd like to help. I'd like to help means there's no goddamn way I'm helping no matter what. And maybe sometime in the future with the relationship means no possible way. Yeah, maybe if he steps on a landmine and loses his legs, is confined to a wheelchair, and has about 6 years of alcoholism, he will cart himself over to you. But anything short of that, no. That means no. Do not wait around for him.
Okay.
All right? Move on. You're an able-bodied young woman. I'm sure you're quite attractive. You seem to have your faculties about you. I would urge you to move on and find yourself a better guy.
Okay.
All right.
Good answer. You're capable of these great answers.
I really am.
Yeah.
But then I bottom out and disappoint the family. Bringing shame and humiliation to the Carollas. And let me tell you, I come from here. I'm not one of these guys who made his way, through, I come from Ohio and then moved out to here to pursue my life in show business. I come from the Valley. So I got my grandparents, my mom, my dad, and all my goofball friends telling me what an ass I am on an almost regular basis.
Or supporting what you're doing, telling you it's great.
They don't. They pull me aside and tell me, my grandmother told me, back off Drew. He'll have your ass fired. She told me that. Her exact words are, if they get rid of one of you, it's not going to be Drew. That's my own grandma. My dad, having breakfast the other day, saying, yeah, your karma is suffering pretty good because of the show. God forbid. All right. Well, see if I lend him any money when things really take off. Arlinda, 23. You're on LoveLine with Pops and Dr. Bruce.
Hi.
Hey.
I kind of got a problem here. Okay, I'm really, really late, and I think I might be pregnant. But see, the thing is, I took like 2 pregnancy tests with my boyfriend because he's kind of younger than me, and he just moved in with me. And it came up negative, so I don't know what to think about that because lately I've been getting like really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that I could like still be pregnant and the pregnancy test could still say negative, or I don't know why I'm getting sick.
Could be psychosomatic or something like that.
Yeah, it could be, but it depends are these tests you bought in the store? Or?
One, my boyfriend, he stole from Thrifties, and the other one I went to an actual called Family Planning, and I went there and I took a pregnancy test for free, and it came up negative. But it's like almost a month already that I'm late, and like for the last couple of days I've been at work and I've been feeling real sick, like hot flashes.
Where do you work?
I work at a paper company.
All right, well there it is.
Well, see, the thing is, I was like, he kept telling me, it's a stress, and he even went, I told him, I go, well, if you don't know what's wrong with me, why don't you go to the library? And so he actually went to the library and got all kinds of information on a woman's body and how it works and what happens with PMS, and he brought out that information. He just told me it's PMS. I'm all, well, isn't PMS when you're actually on your period or what? So, like, I'm totally confused because I haven't started yet, and I was under a lot of stress last month.
All right, hold on.
So, I'm
all
like,
right. First off, hey, all right, listen. I'm guessing you're not pregnant. You took 2 tests. You came up negative.
Okay.
Secondly, you owe your boyfriend some oral pleasure tonight because this guy's he's either a sap or or the most committed man I've ever heard. You sent him to the library.
Why is he?
He's really good.
Why is he stealing birth control?
Well,
stealing? What is he stealing?
Well, he can't afford. Those tests are like $12, and they're small. You could easily keister one of those and make your way out of the thrifty. I'm not condoning it.
The fact that Arlinda mentioned, are you concerned about his level of
his kleptomania,
citizenship, or stealing things, or is this the guy?
No. He was just like he didn't even want to. It's not that he didn't want to do it. It's just that we didn't have any money, and he wanted to know what was up with me. So he was really concerned about me. So when it comes to me, it's like, do you need anything? He's always doing things for me, and when it comes to me being pregnant, he wants to know. And
you guys thinking about getting engaged?
Excuse me?
You think about marriage or getting engaged?
Yeah. Well, he's told me that he wants to marry me, but that's in the future when we're both ready.
He's thinking about stealing a ring soon and making an honest
woman
you
don't want to have a kid at this point. You're not married. You're not prepared to bring a kid into the world. You want to get onto the birth control pill or get some nice, responsible form of birth control going.
Bad omen, by the way, when you're so poor that you have to steal the birth control test, the birth test.
Yeah, it sounds like not the time you want to get pregnant.
So, what if,
what you go back to family?
A doctor or what? Because I don't have insurance and stuff.
Fine, go back to family planning, have another pregnancy test, have a pelvic exam and get on a birth control pill.
Pee on this stick for me.
Thank you, doctor. Yes. Arlinda.
Yeah.
Tell them your boyfriend is out of work, kleptomaniac, and very stupid, and you may have kids if they don't do something fast. And people will be scrambling over the counter to get you condoms, sponges of mousse and whatnot.
Are you serious?
Yes, believe me.
He probably is serious. It's frightening.
How
do we separate out the wisdom from the insanity of your answers?
Too many poor people who aren't married having kids destroying the fabric of this country. That's the problem. You want to talk about pollution, you want to talk about congestion, you want to talk about unemployment, you want to talk about overcrowding in the prisons, you want to talk about violence on the street, welfare, whatever it is, it all comes back to unwanted kids. People having kids who should not be having kids. We must get condoms out to everybody. We must teach birth control to everybody.
The last
we must
break,
educate
Dad and I
everybody.
we were talking about your grandiosity, flight of ideas, you know, and have you ever been on lithium or?
No, you got some
regular.
Dad, can you get any of that crap for me? No. Okay.
I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, Dad knows radio. Believe me, Dad is in another place now because again, this is a marathon for him. Dad, you go to bed about 9.
9:15.
And all right, let me just describe my dad. Okay, my dad goes to bed at 9. I usually wake up about 9, 8:30 some evenings. He wakes up about 5:30 in the morning. It does his little meditation. He's a meditator. He's like Gandhi, my dad, but with the nappy Epstein type hair. Thanks for the nappy hair, by the way, Dad. Brillo head, they called me. That's what they called me. He takes his walk. He does his meditation. He drinks his herbal tea. He he eats his wheat germ and takes his corn husk extract vitamins, and then he meditates a little more, and then he talks to people for 50 minutes. He calls it an hour, but it's only 50 minutes, and then he goes and meditates some more. That's his life. Me, I drink coffee and go to bed at 4 in the morning. That's the contrast of the Carollas. All right, let's get to another call. You got anything picked up? Bruce just mesmerized tonight. Listen, I don't got time for this one. Let's go 4. This is good. Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, you're 18.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're on LoveLine, man. Yeah.
Okay. Our problem is I was going out with this girl for like 3 months and stuff, and then I found out that she had sex behind my back, and it wasn't bad enough. She was going out with a nigger. She was doing it with a nigger, right?
Yeah, I noticed you worked that word in 2 times in a row, Sean. Sean.
Yeah.
Do you understand what you understand what you just said is real offensive to a lot of people, don't you?
Oh, I don't really like them.
Yeah, I know you don't, but there's a lot of look. I'm not saying everyone has to like everybody, but you can't go around calling them derogatory terms, and you have to just sort of live with everybody. I'm not saying everyone's got to hug everybody. Just don't burn any churches down, Sean.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I don't know if I want to go out with her or not anymore because after that, it's like I don't really want to touch her or anything.
Because she's been with a black man, or because she's been with any man?
Because she's been with a black man.
All right, what if it was with a Guinea? I'm Italian, so I can say whatever I want about the wops. What if it was one of them greasy Italian guys? Would that be okay?
I beat his ass.
Sean.
Yeah.
In lieu of just sort of hanging up on you, which is really what I want to do, I'll let my dad jump in and do that thing you do, Dad. And hurry.
Sean, the problem is not your girlfriend, it's you. In the sense of, I just want to ask you, do you know who you are?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, who are you?
White, I'm proud of it.
He's white.
What is he?
He's white and he's proud.
He's white and he's proud of it.
Yes, I am.
So that's who you are is white.
Yes, sir.
Is that all? Is that all who you are? You're just white. That's who you are.
No.
That's very limited, isn't it?
Not really.
No, that's everything. In other words, if you're white, that's everything there is. You're to be valued. You're to be loved. It's the idea is that you're white. That's the important thing.
Yes. I don't see why a white girl should go out with a black guy.
Well, this is not a problem with your girlfriend. This is a problem of you trying to find out who you are and going through the trouble of really getting the help you need to really come to the terms of who you are, not your girlfriend.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Dad, what he really what he wants is for us to tell him how to build a cross or something and burn it on this guy's lawn. Hey, everybody, wake up. That's my message. Just wake up. Please, stop living on the level of appearances for 1 second. Stop living all of life on the surface for just 1 second and scratch just a little beneath the surface and see what's there. That's all I ask. Is that all you ask, Bruce?
No, that's part of it.
Dad, that's what you ask, isn't it?
The deeper processes of your life.
Yeah, forget about deeper. I just want to pull off the fake laminate veneer and just see at least the particle board. I mean, just get a millimeter beneath it. Don't get stop being wrapped up and mired in this whole hatred thing or black thing or girlfriend thing, pot thing, masturbation thing. Just take a look at yourself. Scratch a little beneath it. No, we're not taking another call.
No chance I'm going to get you off of this one.
Absolutely not.
What's the music about?
What? Oh, the music?
LoveLine will be right back!
Well, that about wraps it up, kiddies. I want to thank Dr. Bruce for coming in here and doing a great job tonight in Dr. Drew's absence. He'll be in tomorrow night, God willing, and his wife willing. I want to thank my dad for coming in here and cutting his teeth on the radio and having a good time and being a good sport. And thanks for that, Pops.
Thank you, Adam.
And I want to thank Lisa for doing the phones tonight, the lovely Sherry for doing the phones tonight, the Angular one, producer Ann for producing the show tonight and putting that feminine spin on it, the one nut wonder, engineer Mike, for making all those Drew sound effects sound so good. I want to thank myself for coming in here and doing an awesome job. Thank you. And tomorrow night, Thursday, Tori Amos, and tomorrow night, me and Bruce, and until then, mahalo.
Stuff like this makes me sick.
You've been listening to LoveLine.
The opinions expressed on LoveLine, especially by Adam Carolla,
Are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or sponsors.
Or even the character voices.
LoveLine, produced by Ann Wilkins for Westwood One Entertainment. Copyright 1996. So don't even think it.